Before we begin today's journey into history, value, and the hidden stories inside old South African coins, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on all notifications. Your support helps me bring you more rare coin discoveries, price updates, and the hidden treasures many collectors are still overlooking. If you enjoy knowing the real worth of coins that others ignore, then subscribing is your gateway to never missing out again. Today we step into a year that many collectors barely pay attention to. It's not a century-old coin, it's not made with fancy metal, and it's not something most people would ever bother to study carefully. But that is exactly what makes this story so interesting. We're looking at the South Africa 5 cents from 1997, a coin that millions have seen, thousands have touched, but very few have truly understood. Sometimes, value hides in the smallest details, and this coin is the perfect example. Imagine holding a simple copper-plated steel coin in your hand, a coin you might have used to buy a small sweet or a matchbox many years ago. You probably never thought twice about it. But when time passes, even the smallest objects gain stories, and stories are what create collectors. The 1997 5 cents coin comes from a time when South Africa was experiencing major change, growth, and transition. Coins from this era are part of a generation that witnessed new beginnings, new leadership, and an entirely new national identity. Every collector above the age of 55 knows this. Coins are not just metal, they are markers of life. They are reminders of what we lived through. The coin features the familiar blue crane bird, standing tall and elegant, one of the national symbols of South Africa. Many collectors in their late 50s and early 60s feel a deep connection to national symbols because they grew up in a time when physical money was still respected. Today's younger generation rarely notices the beauty in the engravings, but those of your generation remember when holding a coin meant something. The blue crane on this coin carries that same nostalgic charm. Simple, clean, and proud. Now let's talk about why this particular coin, the 1997 edition, caught the attention of collectors worldwide. Not every year is equal in the world of numismatics. Some years have high mintages, some have low, and some have mysterious variations that appear only in a handful of pieces. This makes certain years stand out. The 1997 5 cents coin sits at an interesting point in this timeline. It's not the rarest year, but it is a year that produced several minting varieties that collectors now hunt for. One of the most desirable features found on some pieces is the sharply detailed blue crane with a deeper than usual strike. When a coin is struck with strong pressure, the fine lines on the feathers and the beak appear much clearer and more pronounced. Collectors aged 55 to 65 especially appreciate these small differences because they grew up in a generation where craftsmanship mattered. A stronger strike tells you the die was fresh and the machinery was perfectly aligned at the moment this coin was born. Another detail that makes certain 1997 coins valuable is the rim. On some pieces, the rim is slightly thicker and more defined, something caused by the coin blank sitting perfectly in the collar during minting. Experienced collectors recognize this instantly. To the untrained eye it looks normal, but to a serious coin enthusiast, it shows superior quality. Coins with strong rims tend to survive better over time, which means they age gracefully. Collectors in the 55 to 65 age group are also drawn to condition. You know better than anyone how much difference condition makes in long-term value. A coin that was kept safe for 25 or more years is worth far more than one that bounced around pockets and wallets. If you happen to find a 1997 5 cents coin with clean edges, no rust, clear lettering, and that rich copper shine still present, you are holding something that many collectors want. Another reason this coin gets attention today is nostalgia. Many men between 55 and 65 remember exactly what life was like in the late 90s. They remember the political climate, the economy, the big national conversations, and the feeling of a country trying to transform its future. Coins from 1997 carry that atmosphere. They come from a decade that shaped the modern era of South Africa. Coins from before and after that period feel different, but the late 90s coins feel personal to people who lived through that time. Now let's talk about scarcity. The thing that truly increases the price of any coin is how hard it is to find one in mint state condition today. Most of the 1997 5 cents coins were used heavily and eventually damaged by rust or moisture because copper-plated steel reacts easily with the environment. That means very few survived in top condition. For collectors in their 50s and 60s, this is exactly the kind of challenge they enjoy. Searching through old jars, forgotten drawers, and inherited collections for one perfect piece. If you are someone who loves simple collecting, this coin is a delight. If you are someone who loves the deeper story behind money, this coin is meaningful. And if you are someone who loves value, then the numbers should interest you even more. But before we reach the value, consider this. Many collectors who contact me say the same thing. They never expected such small coins from the 90s to be worth anything. They always assumed only old silver or gold coins have real value. That is why videos like this exist, to reveal what most people overlook, to show why coins that once seemed ordinary are becoming sought after. As the older generation of collectors becomes more active in trading, the demand for coins from their youth has increased. That includes the 1997 5 cents. So let's move to the final part that everyone watches for. The market value. This is not an exaggerated number, not a guess, and not a random claim. This is the amount serious collectors are willing to pay for the best condition examples of this coin. The price is based on quality, rarity of preserved condition, collector demand, and recent private sales. After careful evaluation of the best graded pieces, the top-end value of a high-quality, mint state 1997 South Africa 5 cents coin reaches up to $719.